broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Dead or alive.
Sing it.
Yeah, baby. Thank you for joining us on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm Mindy Thomas, and yeah, there's a lot of people who wanted Dead or Alive, and I'm sorry, but Debbie, unfortunately, well...
Wah, wah.
Yep.
She's dead. Hey, everyone. I'm back. Andrea Fasano here, and you can tweet me at Andy Fasano.
And I'm Mindy Thomas, as mentioned, and it's the 8th episode tonight called Dinah... What was it?
Sisters of Dinah. Dinah or Dina?
Dinah?
With an H.
Yeah, I wanted... Right.
Dinah.
Right. So it's
Which
like,
I don't know what that had to do with whatsoever. But.
Well, they're the secret keepers, you know, the Covenant nuns.
Did I miss that?
Well,
that's what I missed.
Yeah,
that. Okay.
The big dig went to the nun factory. Sorry, the convent. Excuse me. I hope that was not offensive in any way, shape, fashion, or form. We are talking religion tonight and politics. The two things I was taught not to ever talk to at any holiday, Christmas or Thanksgiving. So, rebel with the cause tonight. Andrea, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm so glad to be back with you guys. I missed last week, and I thought that was a killer episode when I finally got to watch it, and I was so mad that I couldn't be here to talk to you about it, but Mindy did a killer job. Clap it up for you.
Thank you.
You did. I said everything that I was thinking as I was watching the episode, or watching you back. I was glad you hit upon, so that was great. And I'm just... I'm loving this second half of the season. It's a show now. Like, I'm sucked in. I'm fully like into the dig. I think people, if you're not watching this show, you need to get into this right now. With 2 episodes left after tonight.
It is the perfect time to get in on it. You're right. So right.
It's like a real show now. It's not like all about, oh, it's what's gonna happen, but you're really I'm invested. I'm completely invested in this show.
I truly believe that even the performances heated up
totally
along with the action tonight.
Absolutely. The action's bigger, the performances are bigger. They're better too, you know, they're a little more believable, and they're more interactive. We're getting a little bit closer to everything kind of intertwining, and the 3 different sections kind of meeting and overlapping.
Well, let's start at the show open, because remember, Peter's talking to Lynn in her kitchen saying, why weren't you there at 9 o'clock? Talking about last week's episode. And then she got a text saying that she was supposed to be there at 10 o'clock. And then she has an Israeli breakfast with the ambassador. Now,
that's the important part. The Israeli breakfast.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what was that? Was that
I don't
like
know. I was wondering.
hollandaise
like,
sauce? And, yeah.
I completely thought that.
Cappuccino, I know for sure. But okay, so she gets the clue.
Yeah.
While having that breakfast with the ambassador.
You saw her face. She reacted.
She reacted.
She didn't buy it.
She didn't buy it. So she begins to investigate the camera situation. I loved the camera hunt tonight.
Yeah, I did too. I thought that was one of the best sequences. Honestly, since the multi-cam happened a few episodes, I thought this was awesome, and it was a really big deal for the actress, you know, for Lynn's character.
And she had to do some Pilates or something to be able to climb up those fences.
Pilates. She's doing like boot camp to do that. And she was counting as she's doing it. And just that whole reenactment of what Yusuf Khalid did, I thought was awesome. Because we've been dying to know, how do you get in there? What was his little secret way? I thought they were just going to quickly go over it like in the script and just brush past it, but she did it, and I thought that was great.
Right, and Lynn, she makes it into the closet because she hears the ambassador coming in, and she hears some amazing clues on a telephone call.
Amazing, yeah. More like, somebody's now out to kill you. What do you do?
Right. Like, within 24 hours, she needs to be... I thought escorted back to the States, but you thought taken out?
Yeah, I think that she meant she needs to be... in 24 hours. The ambassador said that about Lynn, and can you imagine overhearing that? And then how is she even going to get out of that closet, first of all? But yeah, we have a producer over here dying laughing. I love it. Thanks, Steven.
That's keeping it real. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I mean, the ambassador is the sneaky snake, and remember, she was the one that received the stone from Yusef Khalid in prior episodes, and so now Lynn's on to her. And I just wanted to talk about that phone call because she had mentioned a couple things in particular about Rabbi Leb's people are in Qumran, so she knows that Rabbi Leb's people are there. Was that the Essenes, Andrea?
No.
Because Rabbi Lev's people are not the Essenes.
Lev's people were the people that Detective Cohen followed from the Heritage Center out there, the 4 guys, and then those are the guys who came back at the end and shot up the Essenes and, you know, everybody else who was involved.
Okay.
The detectives, I mean, I don't know where
and they're
Cohen
the
went,
ones
but
that stole the red heifer, and that was Rabbi Lev's people?
yeah, were they stealing? No, the Essenes stole the red heifer.
But
Tonight you saw them taking him away?
They took him away in the truck.
It was a girl,
Oh,
sorry.
excuse me.
Red's a girl.
Right. Holy
We think.
cow.
Holy cow.
Okay, yeah.
That was one of the best ones you had. That was good. It was really good.
Well, you know, what they really should have said is move.
Do we have a sound effect for that? we probably do.
Well, you know, that's about the best comedy you're going to get out of me.
I love
but
it.
It's really great that we can laugh about this show because there's
It's so
many-
dark and so serious.
And some of the lighting is like, wow, rapid fire in the caves out there.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you. Wow, that must have been, yeah. Okay, so moving on here. There was a shoot 'em up by the Rabbi Lev's people to steal back the heifer because Peter was told to stop shooting at the truck because he could kill her.
Yes, and they obviously don't want that, and they think they're probably going to get her back. I mean, you even mentioned tonight with the whole Blue Man Group. We'll go there in a minute, but Debbie, I mean, it's kind of sometimes, how many times can you run away and escape? I mean, you just keep going in and asking for it and coming back out. And I feel like the same thing keeps happening with the calf, with the Blue Man Group. You know what I mean? Like, you just keep going around.
There's some repetition.
Shooting yourself in the foot kind of deal. You're going to get shot eventually.
And tonight we had to see somebody else significantly taken out. The pastor will be there in 2 days, though. So that was the other part of the ambassador on the phone call. Good segue back into Debbie because the pastor being Debbie's pastor, Tad Billingham.
Yep.
Who, you know, David Costabile, he plays that role so
well.
profoundly. Yeah, just believable.
A lot of people, isn't he from Breaking Bad? I think a lot of people have mentioned that he's from Breaking Bad and they thought he was amazing in that. And so now this is a new role for him. I didn't see, I never watched it. I know I'm behind. I need to watch it. But,
well,
yeah, and he's incredible. He's a pretty good actor.
Yes, he is, and this cast has been really phenomenal. I mean, there's just some believable, extraordinarily professional, experienced actors, and I did get a tweet. No, this was on IMDb's message board, and they're saying, I'm just watching for Jason Isaacs. You know, that's the only reason they're watching at this point. But I did get some tweets, and I'm going to talk about those here in a little bit. This one guy gave me the rundown. He's got some great thoughts.
Awesome.
But I wanted to continue to talk about Debbie because you did bring her up, and she was just irritating probably anybody who was watching tonight.
Every time.
She's got her shotgun. I can't say I blame her for self-protection. She had the skills to survive. I mean, she's done enough things to where we know. Just take care of yourself, woman. What is it?
Run! Just leave. None of them
for your
care about
life.
you. The kid's a psycho. You're not going to straighten him out. Just freaking get out of there. And another thing, why are you getting a shotgun? Just grab a pistol or 2 so you could just shoot him up instead of, what are you doing with a shotgun?
Yeah,
You're not like shooting coyotes on a farm. Like if you're really trying to kill people, you want to do that quick.
I'm really believing she snapped. It was,
she
I'm
lost
above
something.
the law. I'm going in there because there's no police people in this area where I can walk through the desert another mile and make it to somebody.
Exactly.
Who's gonna come with me. She's gone to the FBI. She's just feeling that sense of being trapped. So she says, I'm gonna go in and confront the situation. And then the officer inside says, you have to the count of 3. Uh-oh, 3. And then he was history.
Out. Which was a good start for her character, but you know, in the end,
Yeah.
You're just going to keep going in. You're going to keep asking for it. And there's, like you said, she was trapped no matter what. That's probably why she went back in there. She knew she wasn't escaping anytime soon. There was no Los Angeles on the horizon. And it was done anyway.
What I do like about being depicted is that when you're in a cult, I would think that, you know, the fear and then the wanting justice and her going back in there to try to right some wrongs. Of course, this was just astronomical. And then she wants to talk to Josh about the stars again. We've already been down that road, lady.
Right. Why did she pull over?
Yeah.
Like, completely keep driving until you are exhausted to the point where you can't, like, and then make the kid drive so that his hands are on the wheel. Like, I don't know what that whole thing was about. That was just kind of dumb.
You're not right, because you're not going to trust somebody that's been brainwashed to murder people his entire life.
And not for nothing, not that he's like, oh, poor kid, but he's been dragged between these two worlds. He doesn't know who to believe. He's 13 years old, and that's a family, and she's the one stealing him. Like, I don't, you know, if he's brainwashed, like you said, he's not going to change just because somebody wants to play mom to him, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think he's too effed up already.
I think she knew she was on a mission on her way out, though, because she did call her mom and say goodbye. And
oh, totally.
And so she kind of knew she was going to mess up at some point. I'm not sure.
She was pulling a Charlie. And
yeah, but there was some good. I mean, she was shotgun happy. And what was it with the baby pics? Remember when she went in and she was going through the files and she's looking at the
and she saw
sonograms.
I think she found out that Faye had twins and that one of the babies was hers. Because the other one that we saw, that was it Brandy, it said not viable or unviable. And I think that Faye's was the baby. It's Josh. Which we have one of our followers who totally calls it every time that she's been Josh's caretaker. So you're right. That's not an ignoramus. Follows us on YouTube. You're awesome. Thank you for your comments, because they're great and we do pay attention.
Right. And I think most people following this show are putting some brain power into it, because
totally. You have to. Even if you don't want to, you need to. And that's why I like where it's gone, because it's finally at that point where you don't have to think anymore. I wrote nothing today. I have no notes because I'm so entrapped and captured by like what's happening on screen. And it's not so much trying to figure out the whole prophecy anymore. Yeah. You're just watching what unfolds, and I'm really excited to be at this place. Yeah. You know,
we sat down and you're like,
I have nothing. Like I have plenty to talk about.
Right.
No specific, words to figure out or things to kind of get into. I just want to talk about it and be enamored with it, which I am.
Yes, it was a big show tonight.
It was.
And Lynn revealed, she got the bigger mystery revealed to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Debbie got axed or nixed or,
all the above.
My
thing is, 2 episodes left. What are they going to do? They weren't even going to go full 10 episodes. They went past 6. Now you're at 8. And there's so much still to uncover. They did a great job so far. Some things came out of out of the woodwork that we were like, oh, how are they going to get there? They did, but there's so much left with this prophecy and how each group is going to kind of unfold into how they relate to it. We finally saw the crossover with the Essene and the detectives in Jerusalem or Qumran.
Right.
So
Qumran. And also remember at the beginning of the show, or we can talk about the professors, because Professor Zohar knew John Donaldson. John Donaldson was on that last episode. He was on the VHS tape.
Yes.
And there was 3 significant dates. And I actually got a tweet from Blondini. This is just a little side note. And she says, June 6th, which was the 3rd date on the tape. Forget the year, but in real life, it's Jason Isaac's birthday.
Oh, funny.
So
cool.
Coming up.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That happens a lot with script writers, and they're trying to use things for their characters and the actors.
Well, and I was
sneak them in there.
Researching today that the creators of the show actually made it for Jason Isaac. So you could see how they could...
Totally. They're in love with him, too.
Yes. Well, and June 6th, I'm really excited because a film that I have played the lead part in is coming out
how
nationwide. I'm really excited. DVD.
Awesome. What's it called?
It's called One More Round.
Great.
Yeah. So
What's it about?
So that's another thing I have in common with Jason. I'm just saying.
It's just
you
the
know,
date.
It's just the day. Yeah, it's something to celebrate.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to watch that movie on your birthday, Jason, One More Round.
What's it about?
Oh, I need that sound effect again.
Oh yeah, right, totally. Please.
Thank you, Steven.
Have that ready to go.
Oh my word. So your question, please.
I said, what was it about?
Oh, the film?
Yes.
You want to go there? All right.
Bad
We'll talk
feeling about that.
This is awesome. I'm loving the interaction from the behind the scenes over there. Thank you.
It's got the backdrop of boxing and a marriage that goes on the rocks, and Jeremy London, if you remember him from Party of Five.
Yes.
And so he's in that film
Wow.
also.
Very cool.
And with me, and it's a cool thing because in real life, my husband actually knows him from high school.
Oh, wow.
So in the movie, then I'm sitting there, and he and I knew each other from high school.
Oh, cute.
So he ends up
That's
trying
another
to,
thing of life imitating art, or
Isn't that? Yes, it is.
Vice
I
versa.
love that. Yes. Well, Agent Wilson, you know, Agent Wilson joins
Now that
the
she's a
team
detective.
tonight. Right. We better hop back in because Emma Wilson all of a sudden is mistrustworthy and she's just riding along. And, you know, you had made a good point when we were in the screening room and you had said, well, she actually needs to be protected, and so that's probably why Peter is keeping her
because we're all
close.
wondering, why is she still on this mission? I mean, you said also that she's smart. She knows what's going on with the dig. She knows all of the background with the prophecy. So obviously that's one of the reasons he keeps her around. And the other thing is totally he's protecting her. She has to. Where else does she go?
How did that work
Otherwise
for
she'd
you?
be a Debbie.
Right.
She'd be Debbie, basically.
Well, I really thought somebody would intersect with Debbie, you know, at some point. I was really hoping that would be the case, but lo and behold, the only one, the little high priest, I guess he's going to find his way out at some point. Okay,
Yeah.
so back to the convent. How did that work with you, for you with Peter and Emma in the convent while the archaeologist and his assistant,
Protege? Yeah, I don't know who he was. He came out of nowhere.
They're in there as well doing their find of what they call one of the most, the greatest
archaeological discovery.
in all of history,
Mm-hmm.
the temple treasures. And so they've got the video equipment. I was thinking that Peter and Emma were
Yes.
hearing the video going down.
Coming through.
And they thought it was rats,
Totally.
but not necessarily.
Well, because
Okay.
Peter and Emma were up above. They were in was it Dr. Donaldson or whatever he was? Not-
John Donaldson,
John Donaldson.
on the video?
Yes.
Yes.
They were in his room that apparently gets paid full rent every month. So the nuns don't question it. Don't worry. It's only been 20 years. Don't go in there. But they were in his room, which was on top, and it seemed like the archaeologist went into the basement. So I don't know how that would have worked. But yeah, you were waiting for that camera to all of a sudden see detective, and Wilson. But it wasn't. It saw skeletons and treasure, and so I'm wondering how that's going to cross over. But they're both there, and we discussed this in another show. It's like Connelly is always one step like behind, but right on their tail. So I don't know. I mean, what are they looking for too? They found the treasure. How are they going to break through that and get over there with nobody interrupting them?
Yes, and they found the temple sign again on the wall. Remember?
Connelly did in their room.
Well,
right?
also inside of the convent, on the wall in there. What room?
I missed that then.
Oh,
with
okay.
this-
Okay, yeah. I'm like,
Where?
oh, right.
So Connelly found
you know
that in
what?
the-
I'm glad you brought up the room, though, because Donaldson's room,
Yes.
how they looked through the window, and that was how they found the convent, and then they went inside, and that's how they ended
That's
up
where-
in the same place as the dig, but they saw, you know, the T symbol that's on her
That's
back.
what I thought. Okay.
And I'm calling it temple because
Right.
I got another tweet that says it's the Beret Hamikdash, so the big temple, you know, in Jerusalem that they're trying to rebuild. I guess that's the big focus here is they want to rebuild the temple.
Well, I think part of the prophecy is the fact that you have to, well, you know, I'm like going back to religious terms, but
Sure.
it was torn down and rebuilt in 3 days. So now that's what they have to do. They have to rebuild the temple in 3 days, and then the heifer comes in, and it's all part of the fulfilling the prophecy.
The temple was torn down already?
Well, no, I'm saying,
Oh.
but like,
I was like,
we're talking like Jesus and back in the day, like
okay, right.
You're talking, you know,
oh, you're
like,
talking
that's
New
the whole-
Testament.
yeah.
Oh, very good. Very
I
good.
I heard that in another, I think earlier in the show. So
Yes,
that's
well,
what I'm thinking, because
that's
I know
based
Rabbi was
off-
talking to him about
Correct. John 2, actually. I had to do some research on that. It's funny that you brought that up, because Jesus, he said that, you know, he was the temple that they were trying to destroy, and that he would be raised 3 days.
that. Right.
Okay, but then, you know, that's in real life Bible. Like,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of New Testament. In terms of this show, I'm not sure.
What he was talking about.
Right.
But you know what? Maybe that has to do with it. Then that whole symbol is from there. I saw something, you know, when in the last episode, when they were doing the whole thing in under the Well of Souls, that I thought looked like the symbol. When he put the breastplate on, I thought that looked like the symbol. The way
Okay.
it was like that.
Oh,
Whatever
right.
was
Yes, it
running
did.
through
Yes, it
the little
did.
canals, and all of a sudden with
Right.
the pillars and stuff. I like can't use my words right now because my
Well,
brain is going, and I know
that's-
what I'm talking about.
Yes,
But
that's what this show can do, because it's I mean, once you can talk about all these prophecies
Yeah.
and put them together in a cohesive way,
I
you
know.
can talk about anything.
you have Dig. You have the show Dig.
Yeah, I
when you
mean-
can do that.
And it's cool, because seeing them in those locations where we may never go. I mean, I hope to go to Israel and do a tour. Would you do
That
that?
would be cool. Oh, I would totally do it.
I would like to do a tour.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, especially after watching the show too, it gets you even more interested in what's real out there and what's not. And
In Los Angeles, there's been a Jerusalem at the Los Angeles, what is it, the big center there, a whole display. And it's
Oh, wow.
made me want to go,
Yeah.
because I've been watching this show.
Cool.
A little locker room chat there. But, you know, I was thinking, okay, what's interesting to me, this is my little opinion, is that, you know, they curse, they curse Jesus. Now, I'm just saying from a debatable way, okay? Like, why wouldn't they say, oh, Buddha, or oh, Muhammad? Okay, but what comes from the soul is the name Jesus.
Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
yeah.
Okay. So I'm
But-
just- something to think about.
I'm like, wait, was that in this?
A little parable. Well, because at the opening of the show, you've got Len Monahan, and it's just kind of ironic.
Oh, I know what I get
that
what
the
you're
show
saying.
is
When she's
based
just
off
like,
of
Jesus.
religion,
Yeah.
and that yet we're not really.
Totally.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I also say we didn't hit on the fact, I think we covered most of what happened in the recap, but Donaldson's son, who you think is the son, because that's what
Yes.
the great way to see that, because I heard you in the last show say that, and I didn't even think of that kid that's there with the temple symbol on his chest.
Right.
In the beginning, they showed the nurse with him opening a box that had a chess piece in it. But
Oh,
that wasn't really
yes.
resolved throughout the rest of this episode. So I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen with that. And he was just still there, just deadpanned and staring. So
Yeah.
poor kid.
I guess it was checkmate. Here you
Yeah,
are.
seriously. I want to know what happens with that and what that means to him. Yeah, and it was interesting when they brought back the teacher and he was trying to tell them everything that happened to the what do you call him? Not the he's not a doctor. I mean, he probably had a doctorate of archaeology.
Okay,
but
the professor Zohar.
Professor.
Zohar.
No.
Oh, when they
the
went
other
to
guy,
the classroom.
Donaldson, was a professor.
Oh yeah.
No, the one who died, the one who's in the video.
Right. He was friends though with.
Yes.
Right.
So
And
he's a
so-
professor. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm there, guys. But okay, so yeah, we'll
It's
see what
all
the
good.
chess piece is
Well,
all about.
There were 3 different professors, so I'm glad you pointed that out, actually, Andrea, because there's Professor Zohar,
Yeah.
who knew Donaldson. They worked together. Then there's Professor Margrove, who was in the convent. And then there's the professor that was on the VHS, who gave the 3.
Right, who they told the story of that he slit his wife's throat in front of the children. And if Gregory Donaldson's his son, did that really happen?
It did not.
I don't think that
because
really happened.
Remember on the 3rd VHS video, he's looking and he was saying, if you're watching this video, then I just died. And then it goes fuzzy.
Yeah, But who knows if that really, like, if
if he was shot or something, or okay,
yeah, right? Because then why would the other professor say that he went home and what was he?
Well,
he should have went to jail if that happened.
They're making him look crazy.
I think so.
And then the son, or whoever this is, he's in relation because they have the same last name. Maybe it's an uncle.
Whatever,
maybe he's the nephew. Either way, he's got the symbol carved remember?
Yeah,
into his chest. And it's burned in there even worse than if somebody took a big old cigar and just burned you.
Yeah,
okay?
that was kind of gross.
I mean, it's just wrong. All right, so where are we going to go from here? You know, here's one thing that I was talking about with one of my best friends.
Okay.
This week was about the 10 Commandments. And the reason I'm bringing that up, okay, is because we are talking about, I mean, they're pulling out Bible scriptures. Yep. And I just, I did some research on the 10. Do you know, can you list any of the 10 Commandments?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
This is funny. Are you going to see if we could hit all 10?
Yes, and Stephen, you can play.
Thou shalt not kill.
Okay, good.
Right?
Good. Murder. Oh,
nice.
Okay, very
nice.
Good. Very good. And
okay.
Andrea,
I feel like I'm on. Thank you, millionaire.
Now,
how to be a millionaire?
This is worth $1 million. If you get all 10 of these, AfterBuzz, I'm going to put them on the spot.
Can I get like $5 million for hitting 5? Okay. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
Ooh, that's a good
Thou
one.
shalt not covet thy neighbor's belongings or something like that, right?
Steal.
Thou shalt not steal.
Right, good, Stephen, good.
Thou shalt not wrong thy mother and father, something like that.
Honor your mother and father,
okay.
Got it.
Thou shalt not bring small children to movies after 9 p.m.
Okay, that's...
Actually, it was on a stone tablet they dropped.
They dropped it. We hit, what, 5 or 6?
You're doing good. 4.
Thou shalt keep the Sabbath, Sunday.
You got it. You're halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Thou shalt...
Okay. I'm impressed. I couldn't even remember all these offhand. I used to know them when I was little.
Yeah.
But I haven't thought about these in a long time. Okay.
How many are left?
4 more. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're halfway there.
Okay. Give me another one. Give me one.
You shall not take of the name of the
in
Lord
vain.
your God in vain. All
That's
right.
an easy one. We should have gotten that one.
Which, is nobody should feel bad about these. We're all lawbreakers. But that's why, we all need the mercy. Right. Okay. And the love and the acceptance. Tweet me if you need to hear more about that. Okay. You shall have no other gods before me.
Okay.
All right. That's a good one.
See, that's why they swear Jesus, because Buddha doesn't exist in this. Oh, I'm just kidding. That was like a bad... that was bad.
Okay,
that was a bad way to bring back around what you were trying to say before.
I'm hearing you. Okay, you shall not commit adultery.
Yes.
All right. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor.
Okay.
Which I guess is gossiping. I don't know. No, that's probably more than that. It's kind of like slandering someone's character or character assassination. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
I think so. I think it's all like lying basically.
Oh, okay, lying. Thank you.
No problem, Mindy.
This show is in no way.
Gosh, I love it.
Oh, okay. It's not pointing. So this show, it's not pointing to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they are pulling from the Old Testament. So I wanted because this is like. Look at everything they're doing with these cults. They're murdering. They're definitely lying. Look at the ambassador tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you're basically saying that, that you and your friend were talking about, does he or she watch the show?
He does not.
He doesn't watch Dig. Okay. But you're talking about this because throughout this show, it's heavy religious based and prophecy fulfilling, and yet you're saying they're denying every one of these commandments.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
to try and fulfill the prophecy,
right?
Which I totally get.
And then the New Testament, the 2 commandments, was doing to others. The golden rule, right?
Which that's a good one. I love that one.
Yeah.
But so should we get into predictions? You think?
Okay. You want out of the hot seat.
I think that. Well, I just think the audience will.
And now,
I'm like, I'm good. I made it to 5.
That's right. All right. Well, predictions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Glad to be back, guys. Glad to be back.
Okay. Well, I was. Oh, yeah. My phone.
Your tweets?
Yeah. Okay.
What are they?
We'll have Stephen. Can you keep it on Andrea? I'm going to get up and get my phone.
Okay.
And then.
So I'll tell you my predictions.
Okay.
I'm gonna do them based on last week since I was gone. As she crosses the camera. Hi, I'm still here. We know now that Lynn is not in on it, and I think that she is hopefully gonna get out alive. I don't think they're gonna kill her off. So that's a prediction in itself.
Oh no, my phone's dead.
Oh no.
But I can tell you the gist of
debacle. We are having technical difficulties. If you can stand by. And then there was another one based on Emma Wilson and Connelly. Yeah, I don't think they're going to die. I think the Essenes are strong enough that they've been around for thousands of years, and they're going to ward off the few guys that came from the Heritage Center and, you know, come out of that alive. They have a lot of resources, and I like that we heard that they're not going to kill Peter Connelly, that they're protectors, they're not killers. And so hopefully that comes back around. You know, in this one, they kind of let go with the fact that the whole point of Emma going after him was to kind of put Peter into a hole and get him in trouble with making him feel crazy about his daughter and all that from the last episode. So I hope that comes back around, his tie-in with this whole thing. Like you said, with the seminary, and he has his religious background. I look forward to see that and how Emma is really tied in, because I think she wasn't just a random pawn. I think she was planned, and I think they'll come through alive. We see in the previews that he's fine from getting shot in the heart. So I don't know how that miraculously happens, but it does.
I'm believing we're going to see a faith healing of some kind.
I think he has something to do. Ooh, prediction. I think he has something to do with the whole prophecy in fulfilling it. Not so much like, you know, he's not the high priest, but he definitely has something to do with that. So we'll see about that.
Right.
I think that could be pretty cool too.
Yes, I am with you on that. I want to see how Emma and Peter, how their character arcs, you know, come to completion. And apparently we've got 2 days until the pastor gets there.
Right.
So we're going to see the intersecting of the heifer, the high priest boy.
Get delivered.
Let's see, the cow and the boy. And who else? Oh, and who knows if Jason Isaacs would be the, you know, like the main priest guy. Maybe that was Emma Wilson's part to lure him in, because she had the red hair. Okay, so that's what Josh Hart was saying on my Twitter. Is he said, look, he said Emma was hired by someone to bring him in originally because she had the stone on the breastplate,
right,
the first one that she slipped in his pocket, and then Peter later had the other stone in his pocket. But Yusuf Khalid did not kill him. So Josh Hart was saying, in fact, that's why,
because he's part of it.
Because he's ultimately part of the whole
You just said
prophecy.
something, because I know you were not on the Emma bandwagon about her being 100% authentic. Why, if she knew all of this other stuff, that he followed all those clues to find her, did she not know what the stone was? Oh, and they just gave me the stone. Remember, she said that.
Right.
I mean, that's really going back now, but...
Yes, and that's exactly where he went as well. And so I just feel that this is going to come to fruition. Where did she really come from? She had the red hair. Somebody hired her to jack with Peter a little bit because his daughter had red hair, and then he was disillusioned from that.
Right. Or made to look like he was disillusioned.
Right.
He really wasn't.
And then she's trying to find out information right now too.
Yeah.
What is all that about? Why is she so intently, like, she's on to something herself? So, you know, I predict that she's going to have a finding of her own. Is she tied in with the archaeologist after all? Because they did have a relationship, remember?
And she was way into him and that whole idea. So
right, and especially his
accent.
Right.
Well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Absolutely will. Well, I guess that's about going to do it for tonight. I did want to mention my nutritionist, Pamela Flores. She is helping me to feel better and feel great. Nourishing Soul.
Little plug.
Yep,
Nice.
that's right. Bodyandsoul.org, nourishingbodyandsoul.org. And Andrea, anything?
Nope, you guys, tweet us. Let us know what you're thinking.
That's right.
We love responding to you guys and talking about it on the show. So it's at Andy Fasano. You could tweet me and follow me on Periscope because I've been doing that. And we showed you guys from the theater today when we were watching. So.
Yeah, and then we're going to do one afterward, too.
Sure.
All right. I'm Mindy Thomas.
Andrea Fasano.
You guys have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.